The national issue or concern that we are connected with is the educational crisis. More specifically, the concern in our educational crisis that we are focused on assessing has something in relation to how the educational crisis is perceived in the aspect of the country's performance in reading, science, and mathematics.
The involved individuals, organizations, and institutions in this educational crisis that is going on in the Philippines are the Department of Education or DepEd, the Commission on Higher Education or CHED, students, and teachers.
While the whole country bears the effect of the educational crisis in the Philippines, it is evident in areas that do not have access to basic education tools and equipment, such as specific schoolless barangays in far-flung neighborhoods.
For the first time, the Philippines took part in PISA in 2018. PISA tests were used to assess students' performance in reading, mathematics, and science. There are 79 participating countries, and the Philippines finished last in reading and second to the last in science and mathematics. So as we can see, we definitely have a problem with education in the Philippines. Why is this the case? Toti Chiquiamco of the Foundation for Economic Freedom made the following observation. The Philippines is experiencing an educational crisis due to a lack of school materials, a poor school curriculum, overcrowding, and poorly written textbooks, as well as malnutrition.
With the obvious fact that the government is struggling to comply in providing free quality education in all levels for Filipino youth, my personal stand on helping to resolve the national issue is to evaluate if the existing programs under the education sector were effective. A sense of truly acknowledging the problem is by addressing it in a way of being accountable first. Reviewing the programs under the education sector can lead to finding the strengths and weaknesses of those programs. It can also establish interventions and reforms to improve the programs for the betterment of the country's educational state.
My personal stance or action on this issue is that if one of the causes of the education crisis in the Philippines is a student's poor nutrition, then my personal action or suggestion is to provide students with feeding programs, particularly in public schools, to make food more affordable to the poor, because malnutrition is a major cause of students' poor performance. We will lack concentration and energy to study and absorb if we arrive at school hungry. A proper nutrition should be part of the solution to the country's educational crisis.
My personal stand on helping to resolve this educational crisis is that we should focus on improving the quality of instruction and teachers to ensure that all students meet basic skills based on international standards. Teachers should be trained in empowerment and developing context-based learning materials. Improve the implementation of the instructional supervision framework and the teacher-middle leadership development. The system and structural improvement goal are to achieve quality teacher education programs rather than quantity. Teacher certification, hiring, distribution, and promotion should all be reformed. Moreover, teachers should have access to continuing professional development. The development of a large pool of early childhood educators should be prioritized.
To address the educational crisis in terms of the Philippines' performance in reading, science, and mathematics, the government needs to look and focus more on finding the real problem and giving a solution in the current curriculum of education, because it is a suggested root of the problem. As Dr. Victoria Carpio Bernido, a physicist, one of the contributors in ensuring innovative, low-cost, and effective basic education under Philippine conditions of scarcity and poverty, the intended curriculum is very crucial because the rest will follow. If a person has cancer, you don't cure it by putting Band-Aid. You go to the root of the problem. Furthermore, he added that the curriculum is clearly foundation for all of these, and if the curriculum is weak or mediocre, one will be drawn in this whirlpool of mediocrity. In addition, as Maria Sheila T. Vera, presented in her research entitled Solving the Philippine Education Crisis, the Parents Involvement Program, which I think can help to address this national issue and how to make them aware about the significance of responsible parenthood and how to acquire skills for their livelihood helps in developing the students' performance in reading, science, and mathematics.
In order to help resolve the national issue of education crisis in our country, the national government should provide sufficient funds for the accessibility of high-quality education for everyone. According to macro trends, the Philippines' spending in education for the year 2020 was 14.23%, which is a 3.25% decline from the year 2019. The administration should bring more focus to address this catastrophe and resolve the long-running issue.